What is up, DIY fam? You're watching Rent This Flip That, and we are back out at the AC01 remodel. And yes, today is window day, or at least it's the start of window day. I'm not exactly sure how many windows we're going to get set. I'm pretty sure the first one's going to go really, really slow because I'm going to be explaining how I'm doing it as I go along. So it's not just going to be like boom, 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 boom. I'll actually have to pause in between that. But once we get going, they should go pretty fast. Now, I used to frame houses, and then when we picked up extra work, they did have us go in and set windows. That was years ago. So I needed to go watch a few videos to get a refresher on what goes where as far as the layers go. And you guys would be surprised how many people do it a little bit different. So I'm going to show you my method today. I'm just using common sense method, and I'm sure once I explain to you why I do what it is I'm doing, it'll make sense to you too. Maybe not. Maybe I'm an idiot and I'm doing it all wrong. But anyway, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. All right, you guys, not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go get my stuff and get ready to seal this window up, tape it off, and then grab the window and put that thing in. Let's go. Okay, so right here you guys can see here are the windows. Now these are the front two windows, so I think we are going to actually start there. Those are the 36 by 60, and you can see that's the rough opening. And then that's the actual size, 53.5 by 59.5. That just happens to be what we got in there. So now we've been putting it off and putting it off. It's time to cut this Tite or cut this house wrap and get ready to put that window in. I'm so excited. All right, y'all, here we go. All right, you guys, so we are up on a scaffold that I built that makes it a whole lot easier to go ahead and knock both of these windows out. And if you guys are thinking about doing your windows the way that I'm doing it, I might as well explain to you exactly what it is I'm using. Now, we'll go through why as we do the window, but I did want to show you my materials list. Since I probably left something in the house, but we'll probably go grab it if that is the case, and I'll explain what that is too. But let's just start with the stuff I have. This is the house wrap tape, Tite tape, whatever you want. It's for taping up the seams. Also, I'm going to use it to tape inside my windows where it meets the wood. That's number one. And then we have this stuff right here. This stuff is really expensive. It's the stretch tape. The only reason I bought one roll of this, and I'm not going to use it through the whole house, is because it's expensive. And basically what I'm going to do is use it to go in the corners of my window. And then I'll use my 6-inch to come across the bottom sill. And then I'll come across with 4-inch down the sides with that. And of course across the top after we flip our Tite back. You guys will see all that. But anyway, this is the stretch tape I have. This is what I'm using as far as 6-inch for the sill. And I got the stuff off of Amazon. So if you guys want to make it convenient for yourself, I'll definitely leave a link for where I got the stuff. We did a lot of research. It seemed to be best price. And then of course we got this stuff right here for the sides of the windows. Oh, and then last, I'm gonna have to do some shimming. I should probably have these on the inside. I made these with a little jig that I saw on either TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I'm not sure. I made these because they're all pretty symmetrical. They're all pretty much the same just because of the jig. All right, and the last couple things on this list to get this puppy started is this Dyno Flex Ultra. This is what we're using to seal up the windows on the back side of the flange for the windows. There's that. I ran and grabbed some 1.5-inch roofing tacks. Now you can use 2-inch. I'm not because they didn't have any. All right, so we're using 1.5. It's better than 1-inch, right? We want to make sure we dig into our jacks whenever we're popping those nails through. Does that make sense? All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this. You guys hang tight. Here we go. All right, you guys, so the first step is to cut the house wrap. Now, there's many different ways that people say that you can do it. And when I was a framer, I was not a window installer, so therefore I didn't know what I was doing. We just did whatever my boss said. And we would take it and cut it in a big giant X, and then we would fold it in and slap stapler and cut it on the inside of the window there and then take off. We don't know what they did after that. But then after they came and told us how to do windows, we thought about it later and was like, oh yeah, we didn't do that. So I'm going to show you what it is I think you should be doing, okay? So instead of cutting the big X, we're just going to cut it in an I, all right? An I. So here's what happens. Find the top, which is about right there. I'm just going to come across and follow the window with my knife. All right, there's the end, there's the end. Same thing at the bottom down here. You want to try to get it as flush as possible. All right, and then I'm going to come through here and find the middle, which I believe is to be about right there. We're just going to cut it right down the middle. Boom, check that out. We have a hole. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take this and fold it back. And now some people will cut it on the outside here, and that lets you adhere the house wrap tape to the house wrap, to the OSB, and then inside just a little bit on the jack on the inside. Me personally, because we're doing it for wind as well, I'm going to go ahead and bring my house wrap on the inside about 1.5 to 2 inches and cut it straight, and then I'm going to tape it inside there. That's just to kind of keep any of the air or anything like that out. All right, so let's check that out. We go. Now we'll just take that up. All right, now on our framing days, what we do is we go ahead and pull this thing on the inside in here, and we take our slap stapler and just beat it in here, and then just leave it like that. I think that probably was a good thing, because even though we did do the X, they were able to come back and cut it if that's how you install windows back in the day. They were able to do it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one cut. Now this one we're gonna have to go left-handed, okay? So we'll just see how that goes. Here we go. I'm gonna get all the sawdust out of here because we do not need it to be involved with our tape at all, right? So, put that on me. In fact, I just so happen to have a shop vac right here. That was convenient. This one feller had a really good tip.
Oh.
He said when you're done using it, fold that little part over like that. You won't ever have to find the end. This stuff is kind of hard to find the end on it, but it's not impossible. Cuts easy with teeth. Look at that, y'all. We are sealed up. Sealed up.
Can you help me?
It's nice. Now for the other side.
I need more energy. There's always a choice.
Alright, so we're sealed up on the other side. Now it's time to do the bottom. Here we go. This step, I'm not going to tape all the way across. It's definitely not necessary. I'm only doing it to keep it up against Tite, up against here, right?
Up against where?
Like this, because I'm gonna take some tape and go over it, and when I do, I don't want to keep doing like this with it, so I'm gonna take this just to keep it, to hold it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
To hold it in place.
There's always a choice. Can you help me? Can you help me?
All right. Very good. Now the stretch tape.
There's always a choice.
Alright. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so I'm going to cut me a couple little strips here. And it looks like my strips look about 8 inches long. 8 inches long, okay? Alright. Cut another one that long. Alright, so here goes this corner here. So what we want to do is we want to lay it inside right there.
Get on this side.
And that'll create protection in that corner right there, and then we'll stretch it on over, okay? Alright, here we go. See that? I like these because there's no little hole that you have to contend with right here when you're trying to go here and here with that situation there. Good to go. All right, other side. And now we do the 6-inch Sill tape. Okay, let's talk about some ways that other people do it. Maybe you're one of the people that does it this way. If so, leave it in the comments why you think it is better to do it that way. They take the 6-inch right here, which I guess it kind of makes sense because, I mean, the black stuff on the back does seal, but I think this method just seems a little bit more protective, right? So they'll come and stretch this across the front like that, but then they'll slice it right down the window and fold this part in like that. That leaves that little spot, and then they'll come over with this and go back over it, still having to slit now here, and we have this little tiny hole that we may have to contend with. If you can stretch it over, great, maybe even put a dab of caulk in it. But if you're gonna do it this way with the stretch tape, as you guys can see, that has protected the Sill all the way from the inside, all the way around, and there's no little hole there. Does that make sense? That's the way I like to do it. All right, here we go. So for this part right here, you definitely wanna let it run up the wall about 6 inches, and then 6 inches up the other side. So let's go ahead and get this rolled out and measure that out.
Are you covering the whole window seal? I can't see.
I'm trying to get it. It's about 3/16 away from the edge there. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna smash that into the corner real good. Run it up my wall there. On my window side. Same thing over here. And now I can cut these little things here. And that's the little hole I spoke of right there. If you did it the other way, you're gonna get in that, right? So we don't want to do that. So we'll pull that down like that. Oh, that stuff kind of stretches, huh? Look at that. Look at that. You see that? And now when we put our caulk and everything and seal it up over there, nothing can get in, and then we're going to come back through on top of our flange and put that 4-inch tape, all right? Now earlier we said that there was probably going to be a couple things that I forgot to pull out here that you're going to need. One of those being a J-roller. I don't have a J-roller because I'm a floor installer, but I do have a countertop / LVP roller, so I'm going to go grab that. You guys hang tight. Here it is. All right, so now this stuff is pressure sensitive, so you kind of got to get on there and roll it and push it down really good. You can definitely see a difference when you don't use this and when you do. I mean, it literally soaks into the wood when you put that pressure on it. Look at that. You can see how this is not stuck right there? Like that. Watch this. Good luck getting that off. So what you're going to want to do with the top up here is you want to cut it in a V, sort of at an angle. So you want to find your 45 right there, come down at an angle and cut it like that, okay? It'll all make sense in a little bit. All right. And now we're just going to take that and tack that up temporarily, okay? Beautiful. All right. Now we grab our caulk and our window and we get this thing set. I'm going to have Kelly go inside in just a minute so she can set the shims in there once we get at least 4 nails nailed off, or it'll probably hold itself and we can come in there and shim it in just a little bit, but either way, we'll see. All right, here we go. Put it up on top of that and then hold that while I jump up there. Let's see if we can slide that down a little bit. Can we slide it down? Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. Now there's a window there, so yeah, that shouldn't do it right there. All right, so next we're going to do the dyno flex. Now here's the thing about this. You want to do it on 3 sides. You don't want to do it on the bottom, because if any water does get in there on that sill where we've protected it, we definitely want it to be able to run out of the bottom of that. Does that make sense? And if we put a bead of this across there, it'll literally just sit there and rot out that OSB and all that other stuff. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. Now you can put yours on the house or you can put it on the window. I like to put it on the house, that way I can grab it with my fingers and I'm not sticking my fingers in this sealant, if that makes sense. Let me set it in the hole.
Yep. All right, you're in this hole.
All right, good. That's awesome. I can see it sealed up all the way. And squeezing out too. Yeah, that looks good on this side right here. Let me check it for level. It's looking like this side over here needs to come up just a little bit. So I'm gonna go inside and grab a shim and slide that up underneath the bottom. See if that'll take care of it. You guys hang tight.
You want me to do that while you sit out here and watch the level?
I mean, you can, yeah.
Where's the shim?
Right here. I got it right there. Whatever that is, if you'll stick the shim under there, that's got it.
Is that good?
Yep. Beautiful. All right, let's double check this plumb. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, you guys, so now I'm just gonna nail it off. You do not have to put a nail every hole. I'm gonna go ahead and do mine every other hole, and then we're gonna tape off the sides and get that top taken care of. Here we go. All right, you guys, so now we are moving on to the 4-inch tape. All right, so this right here, you're gonna wanna let it run up just a little bit past the top of the window and down just a little bit past the bottom, and you'll cap it over the top with your piece that will overlap both of them. All right, so let's go ahead and get a measurement on that, on what I need. Let's see. I think right there looks safe. Check it, make sure. A little bit above, a little bit below. I like it. All right, so now we're gonna cut one to match for the other side. All right, so I'm going about 1.5 inches above, just enough to seal over the OSB, the house wrap and all that, and right up against my window there, over top of the flange. If you're not careful with this stuff, you'll find yourself in a sticky situation. All right, so before I finalize this, let me grab the little roller and hit that, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, and then the last step is we go back up, pull our nail, and we let this stuff fall back over. You're gonna wanna take a piece of your house wrap tape and come down that angle right there. All right, guys, I got a bunch of windows left to do, but before we get rolling on that, I do want to take you inside and show you this little shim hack that I learned off of TikTok or YouTube, whatever. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen this, you're really going to enjoy it, especially if you do not like going and buying shims, but you hate running a saw back and forth like that and just making random size shims. All right, let's go inside. All right, guys, so this right here, I just made it this morning. Basically, all I did was I squared it up on one end, stuck it in my saw, and because I have a miter saw here, I moved it over to 1 degree. Now, you can make your shims as fat as you want. This will be the jig, so keep in mind, whatever you put it, that's what you're stuck with. So anyway, all I did was I stuck it in there, put it on 1 degree, pulled it out here and cut into it, flipped it up on its edge right there, and just trimmed that away. That's what you're left with, okay? And I made it as wide as the fence is right here, so get your number of what it is and make sure you remember that, or you'll have to get in here and, you know, roll the wheel back and forth until you get it. All right, let's see how this thing works. Come to the front, Kelly. All right, so this goes here like this. This goes here like that. Does that make sense? Okay, and now we're starting at 0 there. I'll turn this on. Flip. Perfect shims every time, just like you buy in the store. All right, you guys, as I said, I got 9 more windows to do. That's how I install a window. Let me know how you guys install your windows in the comments. I'd be really interested to hear it. But for now, I got things to do, and I'm gonna jump off here, put this thing into hyperlapse, and take off. You guys hang tight, and I'll check back with some progress. Holla! Hey guys. Well, there you have it, you guys. We got all the windows set. I'm very excited about that. Just means more progress. But we still have so much more to go, including cabinets and flooring. So if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you can become part of the DIY family. I think that's going to do it for this one, you guys. I had a good time. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully I learned something. And if we did something wrong, I'm sure you guys will let me know. All right, guys, until next time, take care and stay safe. Peace.